Hey everyone, it's Stan Heller. In this volatile and uncertain market, it's more important than ever to only buy rising stocks and buy them early in the trend. But when is the right time? VectorVest's amazing near perfect indicator pinpoints the ideal setup and entries at the maximum point of financial opportunity. These are the only stocks you should buy. So it really comes down to momentum, and momentum is the speed and magnitude at which price is moving. RT, or relative timing, is VectorVest's dynamic indicator of price trend and momentum. And we can see it on the graph below at the right. That's our RT indicator, actually with a 40-period moving average in pink and a 5-period moving average in green, and it identifies momentum for us. If we look at the left, the simplified market cycle from Wall Street cheat sheet, we notice the momentum happening to the upside. That's the expansion phase. And then when we near the peak, we reach the point of maximum financial risk. In other words, that's not the time you want to be buying stocks. It's the time when you want to be selling or protecting yourself with option puts or some other investment tool. So here we have the point of maximum risk, and we have contraction to the downside. So momentum is strong at the top of the peak, starts to weaken near the bottom, and we have then our trough or valley, and this is the point of maximum financial opportunity. And then we see the expansion or the push of momentum to the upside, and eventually we have recovery and prosperity. So the RT40 moving average really tracks that well. It moves in waves just like the simplified market cycle, and our maximum financial opportunity entry points are when the 5 moving average of RT crosses above the 40 moving average of RT. We get the expansion. We have our waning of momentum up at the top, just like the simplified market cycle. And we know we need to take protective measures at that point. And we get another buying opportunity and another wave, and then another buying opportunity that lasted quite a long time. In VectorVest, we also have buy, sell, hold recommendations. We can place those across the top of our graph. And when we get a buy rating up at the top here, that's just nice confirmation that the stock is in an uptrend, and you don't get a buy rating in VectorVest unless your stock has some decent fundamentals. So we're having that nice confirmation as we move along. Now, sometimes we'll get the 5 moving average and 40 moving average crossover before the buy rating. Very aggressive investor might come in early and then take profit early as well. And here we're right on the buy rating, so we have a nice entry, and that lasted a very long time. So what I wanted to do is 3 things. First, let's find the top performers year to date using a delta search. Then we'll set up and study a graph and show you how to save your graph layout. And then we'll create and save a ProTrader search for the near perfect indicator. Now, a ProTrader search is one that involves technical crossovers or studies, and it is a plug-in module into VectorVest, and you can always call support if you don't have it, and you can try it out free for 30 days to see if it's something that you think is going to make you money. So let's go ahead and go into our VectorVest Canada to start, and we'll look at the VectorVest US. This works in all our countries, but let's start with Canada. And I'll just show you quickly how to find the best performing stocks year to date. And I'm just going to come down to Delta Searches Stocks. Click on that to open up the folder in Unisearch. I'm on the Unisearch tab up here at the top. And I can pick just about any one of these. I'll pick the 10-day top gainers, and I'll make some changes to it that I can save. So what we're looking for is the year-to-date top performers. So instead of 10-day sorted descending for the stock price delta, and delta is point A to point B % gain or loss. So I'll just left click in the value And here I can choose specific time and then click on the date calendar. Just left click on it. It opens up a new drop down on my other monitor here. And I'll click on the month and just take us back to December 31st. And so we'll be buying stocks basically at the open on January 4th. So we'll be getting a year-to-date rating. I'm sorting the list by the largest percent gain. So that's the sorted. You can see the other choices that I have. And then I'll click OK. And for this exercise, I do want to make sure that stocks had a minimum price of $1 at the start. So I would just come into the date time parameter and click on the custom date and time. And then I just make the same calendar change to a specific date. And I'll just bring it right back to December 31st as I did before. And there it is. And I can click OK. And then in this case, I'll use stocks, price volume, and price actual. And we'll have greater than $1. So we're not dealing with any penny stocks that could have, extreme price increases. And I'll just do the same for volume, custom date, and time, just to show you how to set this up again. And we left click on the specific date, left click again. And just bring it back very quickly to December 31st. Click OK. And then we'll add our price volume, average 50-day moving average. So this is as of December 31st. And I'll click on greater than. And in Canada, we'll use 50,000 shares, average volume. In the US, we might use 100,000 or even 250,000. So I'm running this as of April 13th is my date, and we'll find the year-to-date top price performers. I've just selected the top 10, and we can see that HBP, natural gas bull, the HNU symbol, up 252% year to date. So we know that natural gas has been a big performer. Here's NPK and the chemical fertilizers, and then we start to get into the petroleum stocks, ESI, PD, OBE. Lots of those had exceptional starts to 2022. So we have our list, and now I just want to show you what the graphs look like with the near perfect indicator on them. So I'll click on Graph All. And I've got this set up with the Guppy EMA squeeze layout. I've got price running across the top. I might just change that type to an open, high, low, close so we can see the 5, 8, and 13 EMA moving averages here. The near perfect indicator is the RT, and we can see when we get a crossover, the 5 crossing above the 40 moving average of RT. That happened on January 13th, and that's where a lot of our year-to-date price gains have come in after that. We had an initial rally and a peak, pulled back, actually right down to the bottom of the 40-period moving average, and then another strong rally from there with the buy rating sort of leading things off yet again. So in this market, sometimes we have to be a little bit nimble. It doesn't always just go straight up. But here's another one, and actually this rally started really way back here on June 29th, 2021. But we really got rolling here, and if I come over to January, price was still rising strongly. The 40 moving average of RT was rising strongly. We did lose a bit of momentum here at the top and pulled back a little bit, and now we're rallying again. So the near perfect indicator, this one on January 7th on ESI, picked it out beautifully, and it happened to coincide with the buy rating, which is a nice confirmation, and off we went to that terrific triple-digit gain. And there's precision drilling, and again, just a very nice entry there. Could have been a very nice entry there for a good profit on a swing trade, and a nice entry on the back left here for a nice entry on a swing trade. And then as we peak or hit that maximum financial risk position on the simplified cycle, that's where the RT is also peaking, and it's a time to take protective measures. So those are some of the leaders in Canada year to date. And as far as our graph layout, the way we set up moving averages on price or the RT indicator is by right-clicking in the column that we want to look at. Here's price, and we can choose a moving average. If we choose, for example, the exponential here, say of a 20, it'll drop it down to the bottom of our control panel, and we can left click on it to activate it, and we can right click on it to change the colors and the thickness of the lines. So we get another drop down menu, and we can add another moving average very quickly here and make it a medium thickness so it stands out, and there it is on your graph. So we do that with the relative timing indicator as well. Relative timing is found in, if we add parameter, it's found in the capital appreciation, and we add it to the panel over here at the right, and then we can add our moving average from there. Once we have our graph layout set up with the moving averages and the color scheme that we like with the style, then we can just bring this panel back up to the top, click on graph layouts, and we can save and modify the layouts here. And here we add a new layout, and we just give it a name. Maybe the near perfect indicator guppy squeeze. Okay, so we just give it a name. I might have to call that V1 because I've already got a version in there, and click OK. And it saves the layout for us. And so we've got that layout. We don't have to recreate it again. This is our VectorVest default layout. And then if we want to just go right back to that guppy layout, we just find it in our save searches here. Saves the colors for us the way we like, and we're all ready to go. All right, so just wanted to show you that very quickly. And from here, I'll just close out of this graph. Just very quickly, I'll go over to the US side, and we could do the same process here on the US side. And I've already got this saved for us under near perfect indicator. There's our top price performers year to date. So the same setup as I had in Canada, showing 10 top stocks and some pretty amazing results here. Petroleum, energy, food prepared. There's that chemical fertilizers in the US side as well. Click on the graph all. I've got my layout saved. And we just come down and select that layout. There we go. And then we come to January 11th, and what a great entry point on BPT at that time. So we're finding some really good layouts using this near perfect indicator. Here we had a little bit of a quick rally, pulled back, and then a rally again, and notice the 5 moving average of RT never crossed below the 40. So that was a very strong setup there. Here we have another strong setup, and you might wait a bit until we get this sort of the rally or trend really confirmed, but it's nice to see that slope of the 40 moving average of RT moving straight up toward 4 o'clock. So we can pick those entries very nicely. Here again, the 5 moving average of RT crossing the 40. Terrific alert and trigger comes, especially when we've got that buy rating up at the top here. Very strong. So that's the US side. And in terms of a search, here's NPI crossing. You can create and modify and save any number of searches. I happen to like this one quite a lot. It's a pretty basic search, but again, you need the Pro Trader add-in module. You can grab a 30-day trial if you don't have it already. And we're just looking for the stock 5-day moving average of RT, and that's under stocks. And here we have it under VectorVest fields. In Canada and our other countries, you might have to create a custom field using the Tools tab. Our support team can show you how to do that. But here we have it under the VectorVest fields, and we find the 5-day moving average of RT. The operator is the greater than, and then we come in and value, and we're going to choose stocks, VectorVest fields, and the value is going to be the 40-day moving average. Let's make sure I find it here. There we go. There's the 40-day moving average of RT, so we left click on that. And then in the time search 1 day ago, we want that 5-day moving average of RT to be less than the 40. And 2 days ago, the 5 is less than the 40. And at the time of the search, we have our price actual greater than $1 and our 50 moving average volume at 100,000 shares. And so we can run that search. And these are the stocks that it comes up with and the industry groups I've got here at the left. And again, we do our graph layout, and now we're finding them over at the right edge. And so the key here is we do want that 5 moving average crossing above the 40. It's ideal when we catch them closer to the bottom of the valley here, or the trough. But we know we've got momentum behind us with that near perfect setup. So that's another nice one there. This one is getting a little bit extended, but at the same time, everything is moving up, bottom left to top right. Very, very strong. So the search is doing its job. Here's one you're catching a bit earlier in the uptrend, so that's great. All right, so we'll go back to our slides. We've done these 3 things. And searching, you just save, by the way, in the same way as we saved the previous search. Let's go Save As, click on Save As, and we'll get a drop-down menu. And you're going to choose the folder that you want to save it in. We've got a folder for my searches if you want to use that one. I've created a group here called the Near Perfect Indicator. Make sure it's a long search that I've checked the box here. And then you just come in and give it type in your name here and click OK, and you've saved your search. All right, I've already got it, so it won't allow me to change it with the same name, but we've saved the search as well. All right. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. If you're new to VectorVest and want to give it a trial, you can do that for $9.95 US dollars. Just call the 1-888 toll-free number 658-7638, or you can go to either our US website, VectorVest.com, US website, or the VectorVest.ca website, and check on the free trial. If you like this kind of a video, I urge you to check the like box. Let us know you like this type of content, and we'll do more of it. And if you need assistance, again, there's that 800 number. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.